What's up, everybody? It is Dr. Remy LeBeau, and I'm here in the X-Lair to once again provide you with your daily treatment to help you get through your X-Men statue withdrawal syndrome. Right now, you're experiencing severe withdrawals, and so the only thing to do, like any good addict, is to satisfy your addiction, of course, by exploring yet another amazing statue of an X-Men related character. Today I have something incredibly awesome. It is the museum pose Juggernaut statue, uh, released by Bowen Designs. This was right now. It's December of 2013. It was probably released, I'd say, like a year and a half to 2 years ago. So Bowen Designs had actually made another Juggernaut statue maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it was in sort of like a stomping pose. Like, one leg was forward, one leg was back, one arm was forward, one arm was back. It's a very cool statue. It was just sort of difficult to display because it just required more space than your average statue, and sort of uh, it was difficult to sort of get a good angle on it because oftentimes wherever you would place him, you would just certain parts of him would be obscured by the angle or whatever, and it I don't know. For me, it didn't work too well as a statue. For others, it works great. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. So I was really excited and I actually had that statue, but I was really excited when it was announced that Bowen was going to release this statue. So at that point, I sold that statue, and then I waited for this one to come out because, uh, first of all, I wanted a better pose, but also because I really wound up liking this version a lot more than that original version. So for me, this one does it. But what's really even cooler about this statue, and a lot of you already know about this, but some of you may not, is that it comes with the gem of Cyttorak. As you can see here, it's an actual little gem, which is nice. And it doesn't necessarily, it rests in his hand very nicely. It doesn't ever fall out or anything. And it just sits there. It's a very cool looking thing. As hopefully some of you know, the gem of Cyttorak is the source of the Juggernaut's power. He's actually not a mutant. He's got a sort of mystical power that the gem gives him. So the fact that he has it in the statue is something that I think captures the character better than the original statue that didn't have any sort of element related to the gem of Cyttorak. So, I mean, kudos to Bowen Designs for going that extra little step further to kind of give it that like character, like saturation goodness that we all look for in our X-Men statues. At least I look for in my X-Men statues. Anyway, this is a really great statue for a variety of reasons. And of course, let's check out who sculpted it. I'm pretty sure it was Cusinelli. Oh, weirdness. Someone named Phil Ramirez. I don't even know who this person is, but whoever he is, he did a damn good job. Because this is the Juggernaut. There actually were some issues when it was first sneaked. I remember I and a few other collectors were very vocal about the fact that the helmet was actually a lot narrower and it looked more like kind of like a bullet head. And for me, like the Juggernaut has a very particular look, and so I was very vocal about the fact that I wanted it to be a little bit more sort of like spread out the helmet, and actually Randy Bowen reacted to that positively and changed the statue a bit, and it made it even more appealing to me. So yay for that. So a lot of really cool stuff. The base is very simple. It's got some debris on it, which is nice. Just the remnants of some destroyed building that he tore to shreds in one of his unstoppable rampages. Because once the Juggernaut gets going, nothing can stop him. That's sort of the the story behind his power. Like, which is really cool. It's really cool. I really love the Juggernaut. He's just like a wacky sort of character. He's Charles Xavier's half brother, for those of you that may or may not know. Something they did not touch upon in X-Men 3, which is really stupid because that would have been like a great source of storytelling, but whatever. Um, it's unfortunate anytime that X-Men 3 needs to be brought up. uh, but he's Charles's brother, and he's like kind of like a big like dumb oaf, you know, who's got a lot of strength and is like bitter and and it's just a destructive force, but can easily be sort of manipulated by a variety of people to sort of work for their interests. He's a loose cannon. He's not always a bad guy. He actually was in the X-Men. He actually became good for a while. Um, I forget exactly what. I think the writer was Joe Casey. I think that's his name. It was in like the 2000s, maybe after the mid 2000s. Um, he was in the X-Men for maybe like I don't know, a year and a half or so. His colors changed. He was like purple and gold or something. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really think it worked. I don't really think it worked too well. I think Juggernaut is better as a villain. Currently, I don't. So what happened was in was it X? It was in some like big Marvel crossover. Um, Juggernaut became like some sort of Asgardian, like zombie warrior or something, and as a result of that, Sitarak, who I guess is like the god that gives him his powers or whatever, like got pissed, and so Ilyana Rasputin, Peter's sister, Piotr Rasputin's sister, Magic, also known as Magic, also known as Demon Child, I think, Colossus' sister, basically, took Colossus to see Sitarak and convinced Sitarak to give Colossus the Juggernaut power. And so Colossus wound up getting the Juggernaut power, which was actually really cool because then it was like Colossal Knot or Juggerlossus or whatever you want to call him. He looked really freaking cool. Of course, that all went away when the Phoenix Force, part of that, went into Piotr Colossus during AVX, Avengers vs. X-Men. And then Sitarak was like, well, you can't share power. You can't have two powers. So then they took away the Juggernaut power then. And I don't think there's really been any sort of stories detailing exactly what's going on with Kane Marco, Juggernaut, because his powers were taken away. And so I think he's just in limbo right now, just in like writing limbo, you know, like narrative limbo. Like it's unclear as to what is going on with him. I'm sure he will get his powers back at some point, and he will be the Juggernaut again, and he will be pissed, and that will be fun because who doesn't love the Juggernaut? Well, maybe a lot of people, including the X-Men, but still, he's great. He's fun to have. He's fun to have around. As an X-Men villain. He definitely looks great in the statue, and he looks great amongst the other villains. So for me, you know, that's really what's most important, and that's it. That's all that needs to happen with this statue is that it looks great in a display. So as you can see, he's got the stature he needs. He's got the bulk. He's got that angry look on his face. He's got the classic Juggernaut outfit. He's got some dirt on the boots, which is really nice. And he's got the straps on his arm, which look fantastic. There's like a metallic sort of sheen to the costume, like the burgundy costume, which looks great. And I've already mentioned the helmet. The helmet was sculpted perfectly. It's just a great Juggernaut statue. Like, hands down, fantastic Juggernaut statue. Juggernaut statues historically have actually gone up in value. Bowen Designs, as I said, released an action version, the first one they released, and then they released a faux bronze version of that one, which is like something they do with some statues. Like they give it like this bronze paint job to make it look like a bronze statue, and they've released variants of a variety of statues in these faux bronze sort of looks. But that's something I've stayed away from. Nonetheless, I'm pretty sure that statue also went up in price. But this one, fortunately, it was released a couple of years ago because it's sort of the third Juggernaut statue um, released by Bowen. It hasn't gone up in value too much, I don't think. So you might even be able to find it for retail price somewhere, but I'm sure online it's still reasonably priced. So if you if you're interested in getting it, it's probably the most accessible statue you could get. There is another Juggernaut statue coming out by Kotobukiya, sculpted by Eric Sosa. I saw it. They did a sneak peek of it during San Diego Comic Con this year in 2013, roughly June or July. It's nice. There's a couple of things I like about it. The thing I like the most about it is that on the base, the debris is basically the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. So that you have like the sign of the school in the debris, and I think that's a great touch, because I mean he has destroyed the school before, at least in the cartoon he destroyed it, but thus he knows he's associated with sort of the destruction of the school in one of the various times that the school has been destroyed, which is like countless. But so it's a great element to sort of include in a statue, right? So Kotobukiya, thumbs up for that. Beyond that, I don't think the statue measures up to at least this one. Like, there's something about the character design that was captured perfectly here that is not being captured perfectly by the Kotobukiya statue. But some people, okay, so Juggernaut can be represented in a variety of ways. He has been in the comics. There's different ways of capturing him in 3 dimensions. So that statue may be somebody's favorite statue. I'm in no way saying that it's a bad statue. I think it's a good statue. I would get it if I didn't already have one that I like. So, kudos to variety. Kudos to, talented sculptors doing nice jobs. Eric Sosa is who I'm talking about specifically here. He did a nice job on that Juggernaut statue. For me, this one beats it hands down. That this is the best Juggernaut statue. What would be even cooler is if this one was bigger. If it was like a 1/4 scale, I'd be like, yes, give it to me. I want it. I will buy it. So, the Sideshow Collectibles is releasing their Apocalypse freemium format figure in a few months in June of 2014, which I have on pre-order, of course, and it looks amazing. Hopefully, they'll continue with this like amazing X-Men villain statue trend and create a Juggernaut premium format figure. But in my book, Sideshow is sort of a hit and miss company when it comes to X-Men statues, so it could go either way. Fortunately, with Juggernaut, it went the right way. I'm sorry. Fortunately, with Apocalypse, it went the right way. So maybe with Juggernaut, it would go the right way as well. Yet to be determined, folks. Yet to be determined. All right. Well, there isn't much more to say about this statue. It's an excellent statue of Juggernaut. It's an excellent statue of an X-Men villain. If you're just looking for one X-Men villain to have, maybe in a versus sort of situation with another with an X-Men like display, or even just like with his brother Charles in the Jim Lee yellow hover chair statue that Bowen Designs released, that would work as well. Putting those together, like there's a variety of ways to put this statue in a display that would work, and even just on its own, it looks fantastic. So for those that are that don't have much money and but love the X-Men and like would like to just start with something simple, this is definitely one to get, I would say, because it has a lot of presence because it's large and like weighty. But beyond that, like it just looks great. And Juggernaut's a favorite character of a lot of people, including myself. I mean, I love him as a villain, so a lot to like, a lot of reasons to get it, and that's about as much as I can say about it. Let me give him one last spin there for you. One last spin, Mr. Jugs, Mr. Juggernaut, the Unstoppable. All right, well, thank you for checking out my video. My YouTube channel is Dr. Remy LeBeau's Xler. If you haven't already subscribed, you have the option to subscribe. Please do if you would like to take that option. I have more videos coming up. I love X-Men statues, as you know, and I love the X-Men, and I'm going to branch out to other content related to the X-Men in the future. If you're interested, subscribe. Stay tuned. More to come. There's also my blog, which is X-Men Statues of Future Past.blogspot.com, and that is specifically for X-Men statues. I usually link a so here I will have like the link down here for the blog post, and there'll be some photos associated with this video that you can check out. That'll give you sort of more close-ups on the statue if that's what you're looking for. And that's about it. Thank you for everything, and of course, as always, X in the box, because ain't nobody checking me. I hope y'all take care of yourselves, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.